Hello dear students, today we are going to discuss about our first chapter in biology, that is the cell structure and its functions. So before proceeding further, I would like to give the definition of the cell, that is, cell is the structural and functional unit of all living organisms. Okay, that we all living organisms are made up of a basic unit that is known as your cell. So every organism, as we have already discussed in our video classes, that every organism has a smallest unit, and that smallest unit is known as your cell. So the first cell was observed by Robert Hooke in 1665, and he observed it from a slice of the cork under simple magnifying device or the simple microscope. Okay, so you know that the cork cell, it is obtained basically from the bark of the tree, and it is a non-living cell. So the first cell which is observed is a non-living cell. So cork cell which is obtained from bark of a tree, it is non-living. So the first living cell was observed by Antony van Leeuwenhoek. Okay, as a compound microscope was discovered by him. Okay, he can observe the minute particles or very small living particles. First of all, Robert Hooke, he observed under a simple microscope or a simple magnifying device, whereas Antony van Leeuwenhoek, what he did, he observed the first living cell, that is almost a bacteria, under compound microscope or under a developed microscope. Coming to the next point is, on the basis of cellularity, organisms can be divided into two types, that is multicellular or unicellular organisms. The organism which is made up of more than one cell are known as multicellular. We all know that, for example, the animals. Whereas the organisms which are made up of single celled are called unicellular. Okay, here is one cases of the unicellular organism, that is amoeba and paramecium. The examples are also here mentioned, that is the amoeba and paramecium. These are the cases of, or the examples of the what? Unicellular organisms. The first structure is the amoeba and the second structure is the paramecium. So a single celled organism like amoeba capture, digest food, respire, excrete, grow and reproduce simply by using its only one cell. Only one cell perform its all the activities or all the life processes. Whereas in cases of multicellular organisms, we are having different organs which is very specific in its function. So you should remember that in cases of unicellular organisms such as amoeba and paramecium, what happens? A single cell performs all the activities, whereas in cases of multicellular organisms, we are having a different organs which are very specific in their functions. So try to remember the two examples of unicellular organisms, that is the amoeba and the paramecium here. So on the basis of the shape, cells can be of following types. On the basis of their shape, every cell don't have a single shape, or every cell's shape is not similar. The shape of the cell may vary from organism to organism. So the amoeba have no definite shape. The structure you have seen before, this structure, the structure of the amoeba, it don't have a specific structure. Okay, so it don't have a specific structure, it keeps on changing its shape. Okay, and the projection of varying length protruding out of its body, these are called the pseudopodia or the false feet. Here you can observe that these are the pseudopodia, or the extension from its body are known as the pseudopodia. These two, when the food particles comes here, it engulfs it and takes it inside. Okay, so you can say that the protruding part or the protruding length of the amoeba, these are known as what? The pseudopodia or the false feet. These two, for example, in this diagram, these two can be considered as the pseudopodia or the false feet. false feet, which disappears as the amoeba moves, feeds, and then it disappears. It also what happens, it disappears, as we have already know that the structure of the amoeba is not fixed or not permanent. So after engulfing it food particles, the pseudopodia, it again disappears. So it don't have a definite shape like the other organisms. It keeps on changing its shape, the amoeba. So coming to the white blood cells in cases of human, as we know that our blood, there are three types of blood corpuscles, that is WBC, RBC and platelets. So the white blood cells can also change its shape. It don't have a specific shape. You should also remember that both the amoeba and the WBC, they can change their shape. They don't have a fixed shape. Okay, the RBC or the red blood cells are spherical. Here it is. Okay, the muscle cells are spindle shaped. Here are the muscle cells. These are the muscle cells. These are of what shaped? These are of spindle shaped. Whereas the RBC, it is spherical in nature. And this branch structure you are seeing here, it is the neuron. Okay, so WBC in the human can also change its shape. The red blood cells are spherical, whereas the muscle cells are spindle shaped. That is the, you can observe here the spindle shape of the muscles, whereas the nerve cells are long and branched. Is it clear? So the muscle cells here, the nerve cells, it is what? It is branched and it is long. The muscle cells are spindle shaped, whereas the red blood cells are spherical in nature. The next topic is about the size of the cell. The size of the cell may vary from organism to organism. The smallest cell can have a size of 0.1 to 0.5 micrometer, that occurs in cases of bacteria, whereas the largest cell is in the egg of the ostrich. The size of the cell has no relation with the size of the organism.